Hello community, I hope you are doing good. In this discussion we will see what is debug mode and how to use debug mode wisely. And in case you missed previous discussion about how to use bus.bus notification feature to send the messages, the temporary notification, please check, link is given in the description. And if you want to learn more about the WebLearns, the Odoo development, you can visit the WebLearns channel. Under the playlist, you can see this Odoo development playlist available with the different topic wise with the real test cases. And in case you need any support related Odoo, you can visit the about page and send your query to this email address. Source code also available in the GitHub, make sure you can follow. And we have some social media different pages, make sure you can also follow to get the latest notification. So let's back to our main topic, like what is debug mode and how we can use. So the first thing is, if you aware about the programming debug mode, right? So what it does is, like, it will debug the code line by line and it will produce the output, and we are trying to debug, like we will try to find out the issues, right? Or we are trying to optimize the best code. So due to that we are using the debug mode in the programming side. But here Odoo also provides some extra features in the front end screen. So here, let's say I want to see the current screen, what is the model, like how I can directly changes in the view part, right? So here the debug mode come to the picture. So let's say there is some features I don't want to display in the normal screen, but while we active the debug mode, after that it will display the specific views, right? This is the plus point of the debug mode. The question is how you can active the debug mode. So let's say forgot about the browser's inbuilt features or extensions, right? We are not right now using any kind of browser extensions. We will cover that part in the later. So we are trying to understand the normal debug mode in the Odoo. So the thing is, you can see here we have like this menus, right? I'm trying to go to in the settings. Here you can see this is the general settings, and here you can see the end of the screen. You can see here developer mode, and here you can see like active the developer mode. This is the basic mode. Then after the developer mode with the assets, we will also cover this part, and you can see this is the with test assets. So here, let's say I will click to this link, and here to active the developer mode. And here you can see right now we are using Odoo 15.0 community version. So here I will try to click to this link, and now you can see here it's automatically add here debug equal to 1. So this is the main thing, and now you can see in this screen there is a one change already. You can see this is the bug mode, this is the bug icon, right? And here you can see the list of features available by the Odoo. So the first thing is this 5 menus. So let's say you want to test your JS test or the mobile test, right? Or let's say which you already have in the test mode, right? So it will automatically, let's say, perform the operations. Then after, let's say, the open view, right? When you click here, you can see specific all the views available here, okay? And if you see the group by and the type, you can see all kind of views available excluding the queue app here, right? So then after, you can see the start tool. Start tool means like whenever the new user is logged in, so they want to need some helps, right? What is if you see here in some websites, or like let's say if you install the new software, after that there is a tool tips available, right? This is the menu, this is the main menu. If you click here, this is the main menu here. These are the sub menus. If you click here, it will do this, like that. So you can also perform the same operations using the tool. And here you can see this is the cell tool. Like let's say if you want to see the cells, quotation, accounting, mail, and the project. Let's say I will try to, let's say, use the cell code, right? So it will redirect to here, and here you can see this icon is available, right? This one. So here it's defined something like this informations, right? And if I will select, now you can see it says like please add here some products, right? You can see like this. So this is the description and all. So like this way you can perform such operations. Let me discard this part. And here another thing is, the very interesting thing is, let's say if you are a fresher, right, or you don't know much about the Odoo, but let's say without checking the models files in the Python side to know like what is this field name and what is the data type of this field name, so you can just hover here and it will pop up this screen. So you can see the first one, the first one is the salesperson is the label name. Then after you can see the field, right? So user underscore ID is that field name under this cell dot order, and you can see here in the header part the current model. Okay, after that you can see the what is the type of this user underscore ID. So that is the relational field, many to one. There is a chance we use here extra informations, let's say the widget, options, context, domain. Then after, let's say the, if it is a related field, then it will display also that part, plus the, let's say if you implemented any on change event, then it will also display here, like let's say, yeah, on change is available. So here you can see the widget using as a many to one avatar user. Then after context is blank, the domain is like this one. Basically this is the filter, it will display only those records based on this domain. And then after, yes, there is a one on change is available. And this user underscore ID, this many to one field model is this relation, this last option, res.user. So like this way you can understand, okay, this is the user underscore ID, and here I want to just add one more field, or let's say I want to remove this field. You can perform many things. So let me first give you the overview. After that, if I will hover here in the label, you can see here this is the partner underscore ID, this is the many to one field, and the relation is the res.partner. If I will go to here in the creation that, you can see the type is date and time, right? And you can see the modifier read only true, means you cannot edit this field. And here this is the number is the character field. And then after you can see this is the float field, so you can just see here. But right now you can see this is the float field plus this is the monetary field. Monetary field means it will display also the specific currency. You can see here this is the currency, right? If you see like this, it means this is the monetary field, but by default it's a float field. And then after you can see here the status, you can see this is the selection field, the combo box, and the combo box having 5 types of let's say the value is available. In the backend side you can see the under this list, right, the draft, send, sell, done, and cancel, let's say store into the database, and it will display in the front end side as a quotation send, sales order, logged, and cancel, like this way. Okay, after that you can also perform many things. So let's say to click this button here, you can also edit the directly action, the Windows action, right? You can see here. So here let me perform some operation. So let's say there is a one requirement, like you want to hide this Kanban view, or let's say this calendar view, right? So what we have to do is, like, if you don't want to write down the code in the XML side, right, you don't want to inherit this part, then you can directly go to in the debug mode, edit, and here you can see it's mentioned here this Kanban view, the calendar view, right? You can just remove from here, save, and refresh the screen, and now you can see it's gone. So these are the temporary changes, huh? Like let's say once the sales module automatically upgrade, after that it will automatically visible here that views. Okay, so let's say again there is a one more requirement, we have to active the calendar view and all. So simple, we can just use calendar Kanban. Okay, save and refresh the screen, and now you can see the calendar and Kanban automatically available like this way. Okay, so after that you can see the view fields, right? So view fields means, like, for this current sales order, this model, like you can try to see here all the fields. So under this sales order you can see 90 fields available, the different fields. You can directly debug from here. Okay. After that, you can see manage filters. So if you click here, right now there is no user defined filter is available, but if it is available, then it will display over there. Technical translations, right? So you can see here we activated three languages. One is the Arabic, one is the English, and another is the Hindi language, right? You can see here applied by the language. You can see Hindi, Arabic, and undefined means this is the English version, okay, by default. You can also translate some specific terms directly from here. Then after, you can see the view access rights. If you click like this, it will redirect to this like access rights. So this is the sales order, here are the groups, and what is the access rights for this particular group. All right, and then after, you can see the record rules. So there is a record rules also is there, like let's say the normal user can see only those records, the admin users can see like these records and all, right? And don't worry about this access rights, we already covered this part, right? Please check the access rights related playlist. Then after, the fields view get, right? If you click like this, it will provide here that XML structure like this way. Then after, let's say you want to edit this list view, right? So here is the beautiful thing, we can directly edit the list view. So let's say the salesperson I don't want to display in the fourth one, but let's say I want to display this one before this total, right? So here simple, you can go to edit list view, and let's say if you see like this, right, don't worry, here you can see there is a inherit view is here. So this is the default view you can see here, and here simple, you can just cut this one, the salesperson, and this is the amount, right? And before the amount, you can paste here, save, and refresh the screen. Now you can see the salespersons available from fourth position to this third last position, like before this total. You can directly change anything using the debug mode, and this is the control panel view. This is the, like let's say the search view, okay? And search view looks like this. Whatsoever you write down in the XML or by default code available in the community, enterprise, or the custom module, it will display like this. And let's say right now this view we can see like this way. Then after, you can see in the second tab, if in case there is any access right group is implemented, it will display here, but right now it's not. Then after, let's say this view, like someone, or let's say by Odoo or by the end user, like let's say the developer extended this feature, this view, right? You can see here, like, so here you can see here the list of let's say the views extended from this parent view, and if you click this, you can see here. You can also see like this, if in case this view is also extended, then you can see here in the inherited views, right? After that, you can see this is the assets mod. You want to debug your JS code, right? And there is one more test assets is there. So basically you are trying to add some test in the JS code, and it will automatically populate. Then after, you can see you want to regenerate the assets. Sometimes what happen, like you write down some JS code but it's not reflected, or sometimes there is a browser cache memory issue is there, right? So what we can do is, like, we can just click to this regenerate assets bundle, and it will automatically, like Odoo automatically regenerate the assets, and based on that it will refresh the assets logics. It will update the assets of the let's say the JS, CSS, SCSS and all. Then after, let's say the become the Superuser, and then after, this is the leave the developer tool, right? If you click this one, so by default it will disable the developer mode, and now you cannot see here that bug icon. So this is the normal view of the Odoo. Okay, and and also you can see here like this. Let's say if I will, so like this, there is a one screen is like this, right? And you don't want to go to in the settings, right? Under the general, you don't want to click to this button, but directly, let's say you are in the any of the profile here and you want to active the developer mode. This is the very easy. You can go to this web. After the web, you can add here the debug mode, sorry, the question mark, then after debug equal to 1, and now you can see this debug mode is activated. After that, you can see here active assets debugging. Now let me show you here one more thing. Like in the inspect debug, you can see here only the web and its related assets already available, right? Minimized format. So let's say you want to see here all the JS code, right? And you want to debug the JS code, then you can just use this part, the active assets debugging. Right now you can see in the header part debug equal to 1, right? Once I will click this link, it will display here debug equal to assets. So assets means here you can see, like before it was display only the web, right? But now it's display the many folders, right? So those folders means the account, base import, base underscore setup, means those are the modules available in the backend side. Like this. So you can see here this account, right? And now you can see the static src and js, static src and js. So you can see here there is a one more tour folder is there. So this is the tour folder, and after that you can see those are the, like, let's say the JS files, right? So let's say I will try to open this account payment field.js, and you can see there is some code is available, right? So the same code also available here, the same code. If you change anything here, make sure you can just restart the service and refresh the screen. It will automatically available here. So let's try. So let's say console.log hello WebLearns. I'm just trying to save this part. I'm trying to restart the service. Let me minimize this part, and again here I will try to refresh the screen. So you can see this code automatically executed, right? So it will automatically render all these JS files here. Another interesting part is in the manifest there are 3 types of JS file you can implement. One is for the backend, like this one, this is the backend. Another is the website, right? Website means the front end part, like let's say localhost my. So this is considered as a front end. And now here, if I will inspect in the debug mode, you cannot see here all rest of the files which is using in the backend side. You can see here in the account, right? Static src.js, you can see here a lot of files is available, right, under this account. But you can see in the front end side, you cannot see all the JS files, because front end JS is different and the backend JS is also different. And third one is the point of sale assets. So while you active the point of sale session, after that assets automatically come to the picture. Okay, so here this is the main thing regarding the assets. I will also try to debug, or let's say you already aware about the how I just started the debug mode in the browser, right, using this assets feature in the client side validation in the portal side. So if you don't know, please check that session. I already like use this debug mode, how to debug the code in the browser. Don't worry, I will also provide the new session regarding this JS debugging steps. Okay, so here I'm just giving you the overview, right? And simple, I will close this one, and the final thing is, like, let's say the become a super user. Right now you can see, right now I'm having a admin access, right? But let's say there is a one more user is available as a super user, and if I will click to this button, it will active the super mode. And you can see here, before that one, like, it was a missile admin, but now I'm in the Odoo bot. So let me change here the different language as a English. And you can also see the screen, right? This yellow and black border, so that means you are in the super user. And after that you have to compulsory log out and log in again for the normal user. Okay, like this Michelle admin. And another thing is, and very interesting, so let's say I'm going to in the settings. Right now this is the setting, and here you can see user and company is available, right? And here you can see there is no menus available. But let's say if I will try to active the developer mode, I'm going to in the settings, you can see groups, this translation and this technical features automatically available in the debug mode. Let's say I will try to disable the debug mode. You cannot see here the group and rest of the menus, right? Why? Because this is the very interesting functionality. Let's say whenever the debug mode is activated, after that such fields or such views, or let's say such menus always display. So here there is a one more functionality and very useful, like once you active the developer mode, after that, like, user can see the menus, the specific field, right, the specific Windows actions and all. Or in the normal screen you cannot see that feature, that hidden features. So this is also a very interesting and very useful tool, and we will also cover this part in our next session, like how you can also implement the debug mode is activated. After that you can see the menus, the specific fields and all. And another, the final thing is, let's say the one, right, the one is the, you can say, the normal debug mode. But let's say you can active the assets mode, you have to just use like debug equal to assets, and after that it will automatically like active the assets mode to, like, let's say to debug the JS code and all. Okay, so there is a two things in the debug mode in the Odoo side, like there is a one normal debug mode. So let's say this is the normal debug mode, and another is the with assets. So with assets you can try to debug the JS functionality, but here in this normal debug mode you can just try to explore hidden functionality plus explore the many things. Let's say edit any kind of views and all, right? And one more thing is, in the version 16 there is a slightly change. So let's say everything is the same, right? In the settings you can just use the developer mode as active, right? But here, let's say in the sales order, if you hover here, it's display like this the fields, right? But in the form view side you can see the question mark, right? If you hover here, after that it will display here this specific field information, the metadata. If you hover here in the label, you cannot see. The disadvantage is, let's say I want to see the one to many field, either I will use like this, so it will display as a product template ID this field, but right, not the one to many field name, right? So this is the main change here in the version 16. And if you see here the same thing, right, in the cells, if you open here and if you hover up, sorry, so debug mode is, we have to active. You can see the order underscore line, right? And now you can see the order underscore line. If I will hover here, it will display the specific message, right, like this. But here you cannot see like that. You see the difference only here. If you hover here in the question mark, it will display here. But in the version 15 and the lower version, when you hover in the label, it will display the specific metadata of that specific field. So yeah, so like this is the main difference here in the version 16. I hope you understood about the debug mode, and if you know any functionality which I didn't cover, please comment below so other users can also review the commands. If you have any doubt related to this topic, please comment below and see you in our next session.